Hi everybody, it's Joe Denner, and I am coming to you today with another leadership lesson from the trenches. And today I want to talk to you about a huge assumption that I've been making all these months that I've been sending out my blog and my videos to you. And the big assumption is this, that you have good people on your team. And that is a huge assumption, by the way, especially based on a lot of the leaders that I talk with and deal with. But I bring that up today because it's terribly important. So many of the leadership principles that I'm talking about in these videos and through my blog posts aren't going to have their full effect if you don't have the right people in your company, if you don't have the right people in your organization surrounding you as a leader, helping you do the work that's before you. This is such a critical thing. You can have the best processes, you can have the best intentions, you can have great character, you can have solid culture, you can be a great listener, all these things that I've been talking to you about. But man, if you don't have good people around you, you're just not going to go anywhere near as far as you could as an organization, and you are going to continue to get disappointed with the results that you're producing. So there are three things that I want you to think about today when it comes to this idea of having the right people. First and foremost, you have got to select the right people. You have to make sure that your selection process is really tight, that you are spending the time, the energy, the resources, and that you're involving the appropriate team members in that. And I've talked to you about that. I've had put out video series about that, but that's the first thing. Your selection process needs to be excellent because you need to make sure that you are bringing in top talent onto your team and people that are a great fit for the culture that you've built, are building, or are trying to build. Second of all, you need to make sure that you are replacing the people that don't belong on your team. And boy, this is probably one of the biggest obstacles I run into with the clients that I work with. So many just have a hard time removing those B- and C players that are on their team for a variety of reasons, whether they've been there for 2 or 3 decades, whether they're family members, whether they're just great people, they really seem to fit in our culture, but man, they just aren't performing, and all those kinds of reasons. But bottom line, friend, you have got to be willing not only to select the right people to become a part of your team, but you have to be courageous enough to step in where it's warranted and remove the people that don't belong on your team. And then, of course, third of all, that is retain the people that belong, retain the people that are performing. And this is where so much of what I've been offering you through the blog and through the video blogs are going to come into play. And that is building the relationships, creating the culture and the environment where the right people, the good people, the people that not only are a cultural fit, but the people that are performing well, which, by the way, should be a part of your culture. I was at an event the other day where a guy said, we've got this manager who says, boy, this person's such a great fit for our culture, but they just don't ever get the job done. And the guy says, wait a minute, are you telling me that we have a culture that accepts poor performance? And so I caution you to, when I talk about the culture fit versus performance, you don't want a culture that accepts poor performance. But when I talk about culture, I'm talking about values, things people believe in, things that people are the hills that people are willing to die on, and the kinds of decisions that you want people making. So to me, those are 3 critical things that you need to make sure you've got the right people on your team. You need to select the right people. You need to remove the wrong people. And you need to make sure that you become the great leader you need to be, and that you have the culture and the processes and the systems that you need to keep the great people on your team. So this is Joe Denner coming to you with another leadership lesson from the trenches. And if you're watching this anywhere else but my blog, I encourage you to jump over to joedenner.com, where you'll find a lot of other great resources for your leadership journey. Thanks, and have a great day.